In Ethiopia from November 2020 till today, 1.5 million Orthodox Christians were brutally massacred. Up to 200,000 Orthodox Christian women, children and nuns were raped and abused. Over 1 million female Ethiopian slaves were sold to Arab countries. Over 10 million Ethiopians are starving. More than 4 million Ethiopians are displaced by the fascist Oromo army of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali and his Arab, Israeli, Turkish, Iranian, European, American, Russian, Ukrainian, African allies. In preparation for the genocidal jihad against Orthodox Christians that started on November 4, 2020, Europeans gave the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize, and in 2021. At the height of the Tigray siege and genocide, the German Africa Prize, to the evil Gala-Oromo PM of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed Ali. Evil Abiy Ahmed Ali, like his Oromo predecessors, Emperor Haile Selassie in the 1970s and Colonel Mengistu Haile Mariam, is vehemently denying that northern Ethiopians are dying of hunger. As Ethiopia grapples with pervasive poverty and famine, the cruel Abiy Ahmed Ali is constructing one of the most expensive palaces in the world for $15 billion. The genocidal Gala-Oromo monster Abiy Ahmed Ali just returned from a recent trip to Italy, where he was awarded the Agricola Medal, the highest award given by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. Just unbelievably cruel, the world upside down, isn't it?
Murdering millions, the Freemason satanic operation to starve mountainous Christian Ethiopia, the 1983 to 1985 Ethiopian famine. This important short message was sent to me from John J. Brown. During the 3 years leading up, Freemason satanic-controlled company Monsanto manufactured more Roundup than any time in the company's history. The English meaning of Monsanto is Holy Mountain. The name Monsanto is of Portuguese, Spanish origin. There are many indicators that the name Monsanto may be of Jewish origin, emanating from the Jewish communities of Spain and Portugal. Once again, Monsanto means Holy Mountain. They are U.S. defense sector contractors to boot. Some real uncle intelligence. My uncle was in the Special Forces. During those years he was involved with the SBS, Special Boat Forces, who combined with the New Zealand, Australian, Canadian, British and U.S. Special Forces ran an off-the-books operation in Ethiopia to depopulate the ancient Christian region as much as possible. They sprayed crops at night using unmarked military helicopters with Roundup for 3 years to cause crop failure, drove natives off their lands and fed them poisoned food. They did this out of uniform to avoid being identified. It was an operation conducted through the Navy. It was an off-the-books mission overseen by Freemasons. The last thing they did was set off a nuke. New Zealand service member witnessed the nuke, and exposure to the fallout caused debilitating effects for many of them later in life. They spent many years seeking compensation from the New Zealand government for being exposed to the detonation. In this we see only the members of the Special Forces on board those vessels knew what operations were being conducted on the land. The rest of the personnel had no knowledge of what their colleagues were doing. They were eventually given no compensation after a 20-year attempt to get their cases heard. The reasoning the judge gave was according to official logs, they and their ship was never there, despite many witnesses on the vessel testifying to the contrary. They didn't understand the judge who gave the ruling was a Freemason, and so were their commanders on those vessels. The result was the Ethiopian famine. Millions died. You can be damned sure the government and people of Ethiopia will be getting some of those letters informing them who exactly did that to them. Survivors have confirmed gunmen drove people off their lands. They can confirm the spraying operations, and until now they had no idea who was responsible for those operations, and the Freemason-controlled media who covered it up. The storm is coming. Justice will finally be done.